This is Arshad Chakraborty, and I'm studying in the second year of media science and currently working as a professional anchor and an amateur filmmaker, rather an aspiring filmmaker. So next is Imtiaz.
Hi, I'm Imtiazul Haq Molla from BMS BSc Media Science. I am interested or passionate about photography like abstract photography, food photography, nature photography, or fashion photography.
Hi, I am Asaf Ali from iLead. Now I'm studying BSc Media Science in there, and I am a freelancer photographer right now, and I'm very much fond of wedding wedding photography right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Hi
introduce and
everyone.
tell your experiences about how you shot London with Google Pixel, and you were so confident about carrying a phone to such an interesting place, which I could have
Yeah.
never done. Tell something
So
about that.
this is Maya Varasia and I'm studying media science in fourth semester with Arjun. Uh, Last year I went to London with my new phone and my camera as well. So I decided not to take out my camera and experiment with the phone photography side. And I guess I did way too better with my phone rather than camera because Google Pixel again has a manual doesn't have a manual mode, so it allowed you to actually click from different aspects, and I got to actually shoot more freely, and I got to shoot the architecture of London way too freely than I could have in camera. So from then onwards, I am more comfortable in taking pictures with a phone rather than on camera.
Oh, that's great. So anyone who's willing to introduce, we can start off with
হ্যালো,
anyone, I guess.
আমি শাহরিয়ার মন্ডল। আমি আচার্য প্রফুল্লচন্দ্র রায় পলিটেকনিকে ফার্স্ট ইয়ারের মেকানিক্যাল স্টুডেন্ট। তো আমি নর্মালি ফটোগ্রাফি হচ্ছে আমার ক্ষেত্রে বেসিক্যালি হবি একটা। তো এটাই আর কি, এতটাই বলার ছিল।
Anyone else?
Sir, I am willing to introduce myself.
Yeah, cool.
Hi, sir. I am Deep Devnath from Subhasgram, and I am a HS student. And I give HS in 2020, and I am willing to take animation in animation too.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Deep. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else who is interested? It's 5:11 almost. Ma'am, can we start?
Yeah, sure. Let's start.
So what I'm planning is I'm going to give you a very brief overview of different kinds of gadgets that we can easily use to capture any kind of photograph. Then I'll be talking about exposure triangle, the basic components of photography. Then I will show you how you can use your mobile phone and use some very interesting features to improve your mobile photography. I'll be talking about composition, and in the next segment I'll be showing you some of our students' work. So I think those pictures will be very good and it will inspire you also. So first let me start with the basic of photography. I think on your screen you can see the PPT, right? So first I will be talking about basic of photography. So we can use different kinds of device, like some of you has point and shoot camera, some of you has mobile phone. Now the new trend is mirrorless. Then we can use our handycam also to capture any kind of small videos. There are some specialized gadget that we can use for action sequence, that is GoPro, and we can use our very small smartphone, which is very compatible and portable also. We can create different kinds of photographs with that. So first I'll be talking about DSLR camera. So mainly for DSLR camera, we have two different parts, right? So the first part is camera body and the second part is camera lens. So if you see your camera body very carefully, so you will get to see the brand name. So right now in your screen, you can see Canon. So the model name for this particular camera is EOS 1200D. So that is the basic model name for this particular brand. And on the right hand side, you can see a particular zoom lens, right? And you can see some more option, which is AFMF, which is usually used for autofocus and manual focus, and 55 to 250 is the focal length for this particular lens. So then if you have any kind of professional DSLR camera, then you will get to see some small LED screen just beside your main LCD screen. So where you can select your different kinds of parameters. And on the left hand side, you will get to see different kinds of modes. So in DSLR camera, we are going to get a lot of modes. So if you see it very carefully, we are going to get without flash mode. We can have auto mode. We'll get some different kinds of preset modes as well, that portrait, landscape, child, sports, close-up photography. So we can use different kinds of modes for taking our desired subject, right? And there are some specialized modes that we need to understand, which is PASM mode. So what is PASM mode? So P is for professional automatic. So whenever you are going to click something in P mode, your camera is going to adjust the overall exposure for you. So what is A mode? A mode is aperture priority mode. So we are going to learn what is aperture, what is shutter speed. As of now, I think you don't know. So in A mode, your camera is going to adjust the shutter speed and ISO for you. So in S mode, you have to decide your shutter speed and your camera is going to adjust the overall exposure for you, which is aperture and ISO. And in manual mode, we have to change the exposure triangle factors, which is we have to change the aperture, we have to change the shutter speed, and you have to change the ISO as well. So first, we'll be talking about exposure triangle.
Sir, is photographer is very essential to be a graphics designer or a animator?
No. So web designing and animation part is like more of a like sketch related thing, right? And that is particularly based on different kinds of software as well. So I don't think you need photography for doing animation course or something like that. But as a hobby or passion, you can like try out photography. As I'm talking about exposure triangle, so first tell me what is exposure. Do you have any idea about exposure? What is exposure? So what do you mean by the term exposure?
So yeah, exposure is the kind of light. It's the light that we see in the kind of pictures. It's the like exposure is the kind of thing that we can control through the camera.
So exposure is basically the amount of light, right?
Yeah.
So that is the basic medium and very essential medium for photography. Like suppose you are a painter, so you need something called canvas, right, to paint something. So canvas is our frame, and you need some tools like we need colors to paint. So for this photography area, we can use different kinds of device. Like suppose I am using my mobile phone to capture any kind of frame, and exposure is the main medium. So without light, suppose we have like 2 lakhs of DSLR camera, which like cost around 2 lakhs, but without light, you are not able to click any pictures. So exposure is basically the amount of light. In DSLR camera, so there are some 3 parameters. With the help of those 3 parameters, we can change the amount of light. Okay, so that is basically exposure triangle. So first we need to understand the exposure triangle very carefully, otherwise you are not going to get a perfectly exposed image. But first let me tell you, exposure is amount of light. So there is some photographical term which is overexposed and underexposed. So what do you mean by overexposed?
So overexposed is the kind of
Lord.
thing that
Too much of light and image.
Too much of light. Very good. Too much of light. So what is underexposed?
Very less light.
Less amount of light. So what kind of photograph we want to capture? Perfectly exposed, right? So to get a perfectly exposed image or any kind of photograph, you have to change the parameters of those 3 exposure triangle factors. Okay. So first we'll be talking about aperture. So first we'll be talking about exposure triangle. The first factor is aperture. So what is aperture? Any idea?
the point of focus that
The opening of the lens.
like it's the point of focus where
Normally.
the light just like the camera just make
मेरा क्लास ये मीटिंग हो रहा है.
Okay, so aperture is basically it's like so whenever you are
Opening of the
watching any
lens.
kind of lens, so inside of that particular lens we have diaphragm kind of thing. So that is basically opening of your lens. So if we have a large kind of aperture, so the opening will be much more bigger in size. And if you have smaller aperture number, then the opening will be small or narrow, right? So suppose I am using a big aperture number, then what will happen? Big aperture number means around f8. By the way, we determined f number, we determined aperture by the number of f. So if you increase the f number, the opening will be narrower, and if you decrease the f number, the opening will be much more bigger. So now tell me, suppose I am using f 5.6 and Asaf is using f 1.8. So we'll be getting more light.
Asaf.
1.2.
1.8. Why?
Sir, you.
Yeah, why f 1.8?
Because the aperture is bigger right now for the light.
Yes, very good. So I have told you, if you have small f number, the opening of your aperture or opening of your lens will be much more bigger. So suppose I am using small f number, then more light will hit the sensor. This is very obvious. And suppose I am using f16 or f22, which is bigger in number. So f16 means we have a narrow opening, so less light will hit the sensor. So this is the basic relationship between the aperture and exposure. So this is clear. So any confusion about aperture?
Sir, I have a confusion about
Yes.
aperture. Can you tell about that again?
Okay. So aperture is basically the opening of your lens. Okay. So inside of your lens, it has a circular diaphragm. So and we determined aperture by f number in DSLR. So as you can see the screen?
I can see it.
Yeah. So as you can see, there are different kinds of f number, right? Starting from f32. So
Yeah.
larger the number means the opening will be narrower.
Narrow.
Suppose your lens opening is very narrow, then what will happen? You will get less amount of light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suppose I am using f2 and see the opening of this particular lens. In f2, we are getting greater opening, right? So we'll be getting some more light. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the basic relationship between aperture number and exposure. So right now is clear.
Yeah, I am clear.
So for getting more amount of light, we have to use small f number, and for getting less amount of light, we can use bigger f number. Clear?
Bigger one. Yeah.
So bigger f number means narrower opening, and smaller f number means larger opening.
Larger.
Okay. So this is the relationship between the exposure and aperture.
Aperture.
Clear?
Clear.
So now see in the second diagram, see this is aperture f1.4. See the opening. We are getting a larger opening, right? So now compared to f2 and 2.8, see the opening is lesser compared to f1.4, right? And if you see f16, which is very narrow, okay? So inside of your lens, we'll be getting this kind of aperture ring. So with the use of f1.4, we'll be getting more amount of light, and with the use of f16 or larger number, we'll be getting less amount of light. So this is the basic relation between exposure and aperture value. Clear? So any confusion?
No.
No? Fine. So now see, there is an so this is a very easy example now for the first image. So I have used 1 by 1000 of a second, that is shutter speed, and aperture number is around
1.4.
1.4. See the second image, f number is 2.
2.
See the third one, 2.8. And for the last picture, see f8. Now tell me the difference between the first photograph and last photograph. So what is the difference?
So I think first photograph is called exposure, and then the second photograph is called exposure aperture.
There's a difference in light and focus.
Not light. Basically, I can get
Sir,
like a perfectly exposed image for all the sequence.
sir,
But,
difference is between the depth of field.
yeah, there's
Yes, depth of field, which is someone is talking about the focus, right? Focus is
Yes, sir.
different. So aperture also controls depth of field. So the first factor of aperture is it can control light. So suppose I want more light, then what kind of aperture I have to use? Tell me the number. Suppose I am in low light situation and I want more amount of light, then
1.4.
It's a small
yeah,
f number.
1.4, 1.5, 1.8. So the maximum aperture number we have to use. And aperture also controls depth of field. Suppose you are taking a picture, so whenever there is a difference between the depth of field. So for the first image, we can see a very blurry kind of background, which is shallow depth of field. And on the last image, which is F8, we can see some portion in the background as well, right?
Yes, sir.
That is called
Depth.
deep depth of field. So with the use of aperture, the first thing is we can change the amount of light, and the second factor is we can control the depth of field. Okay, so we can get shallow depth of field, we can get deep depth of field. So with the use of aperture. Now let me show you some pictures. See, so the left hand side, if you like see the pictures of the left hand side, F2. So I have used F2, which is a larger opening, right? So what kind of depth of field is that for F2? We are getting what kind of depth of field?
Shallow.
Shallow depth of field.
Shallow
depth
depth
of
of
field.
field, because we are getting a very blurry kind of background. So for getting any kind of blurry kind of background or for using shallow depth of field, we have to use smaller f number here. And for using deep depth of field, we can use what kind of depth of field?
Deep depth of field.
Yeah, so for that we have to use what kind of aperture number?
Big F number.
Bigger F number.
Bigger f number means larger f number, f22. So this is clear?
yeah.
Okay, so now tell me, so what is the use of shallow depth of field and deep depth of field in photography? So now tell me, like where we can use shallow depth of field, where we can use deep depth of field. What do you think?
So to click portraits, we can use.
Yeah, very good for portrait, because for portrait, our subject is very much important, right? The background is not so important compared to the subject. So for portrait, we can use shallow depth of field, means we have to use lesser aperture number, and deep depth of field.
That's a group.
So for landscape.
Landscape group.
Landscape.
photo.
Why landscape? Why landscape?
Because landscapes, there is a no selected subject. We have to capture. We need to see the all of the subjects that are present.
Yes. So for landscape, we need like foreground, midground, and background. All the layers should be in focus, right? So for that, we can use deep depth of field. So right now, this is clear where to use shallow depth of field and where to use deep depth of field. Any confusion?
No.
No? Okay, fine. And how to get shallow depth of field? By using smaller f number. Okay. So we are done with aperture. So aperture has two different kinds of effects. The first one is it can control light. So by using smaller f number, we'll be getting more light because the opening of our lens will be maximum. And for getting less amount of light, we have to use bigger f number, means f16, f22. Okay. And for getting shallow depth of field, we have to use less f number. And for getting deep depth of field, we have to use bigger f number. Clear?
Bigger f number.
Yeah. Now tell me, I'm going to show you some pictures. So what kind of depth of field is this?
Shallow depth of field.
Very
Shallow
good.
depth of field.
So there is one more example. For macro photography, we can use shallow depth of field, right? Rather than portrait also. Okay. So next, see this one. What kind of depth of field is this?
It's the same picture.
Hmm?
Yeah, it's
Deep depth of field.
Deep depth of field. Very good. Now this one.
Sir, is that shallow depth of field?
Deep depth of field.
Deep depth of
This
field.
is also deep depth of field. Very good. Now this one.
Shallow depth
Shallow.
of field.
Shallow depth of
Shallow depth.
field.
Yeah, shallow depth of field. So this is clear. Depth of field is clear. Aperture is also clear. The function of aperture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the next parameter is shutter speed. So what is shutter speed? Any idea about shutter speed?
Shutter
The time taken by the shutter to open and close.
Yes. So shutter speed is basically the time that you select to open this particular shutter curtain, right? So inside of your DSLR, just beside your that particular 45-degree mirror, we are going to get a shutter curtain. So you can change the actual time of that particular shutter curtain by using the shutter speed. Okay. So next we have fast shutter and slow shutter. Okay. So usually we use shutter speed by fraction of a time, right? We can start with 1 second, then 1/8 of a second, 1/16 of a second, 1/32 of a second, 1/400 of a second, 1/4000 of a second. Now tell me, what is the maximum shutter speed that you can get by using your DSLR? Suppose you have a DSLR. So what is the maximum shutter speed and what is the minimum shutter speed for your particular DSLR camera?
I think maximum shutter speed is 1s the first image is portrayed.
Maximum shutter speed is
1/800.
1/800.
Sorry,
8,000.
8,000.
1/8,000.
Minimum 30
Which
seconds.
camera do you use?
The
Some of
4,000.
you are saying 1/8000, right? So which camera do you use?
4,000.
So 1/4000.
Okay, now who is saying telling me like 1/8000?
The Nikon.
Which one? See, shutter speed is part of your camera body, right? And aperture is part of your camera length. So it can vary from lens to lens. But for shutter speed, it can vary from camera body to camera body. Suppose right now I have a Nikon camera, which is Nikon E750. So for that particular body, my fastest shutter speed is around 1/4000 of a second. But my first DSLR camera was D7000. So for that particular camera body, for D7000, my maximum shutter speed is 1/8000 of a second. Okay. So shutter speed is part of your camera body. So it can vary from camera body to camera body. So some of you have told me like 1/8000. That's why I'm telling you to like tell me the camera body name.
I use Nikon D5600.
5600. So your camera, like your fastest shutter speed could be 1/8000 of a second.
Yeah, yes,
For
sir.
my camera, it is 1/4000 of a second. So this is clear. This is the fastest one. Now tell me the lowest shutter speed. Slowest one.
30
We are done
seconds.
with the fastest shutter speed. Now slowest.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Who is saying 30 seconds?
32
Sir,
seconds, I
me,
think.
Harshit.
Okay, Harshit. Which camera do you have?
Sir, I have Nikon D5300.
Okay, Nikon D5300. 30 seconds. And someone is telling something different, right?
Sir, I have the 10. 10 seconds.
Huh?
30
Which
seconds.
one? 30 seconds.
Minimum.
So which
The
camera do you have?
minimum shutter speed in my camera is half of a second.
Half of a second. Which camera do you use?
Nikon D5600.
5600. Oh my god. We'll get 30 seconds. That is the slowest shutter speed. Okay, but for mobile user, you can go up to I think 1 second or 2 seconds. That also varies from mobile phone to mobile phone. But most of the DSLR, the slowest shutter speed is around 30 seconds. Okay.
I'll have 32
You can-
seconds.
Huh?
I'll have 32 seconds.
Which camera do you have?
D5.
D5.
or 850.
Okay, so D5 is the flagship model of Nikon, right? Okay, Gopal. So you can, but we actually we don't use 32 seconds because there is something called bulb mode, right? So I'll be talking about that later. So first we have understood what is fast shutter speed, what is slow shutter speed. Clear? So 1/4000 is one example of fastest shutter speed. 30 seconds is one example of slowest shutter speed. Now tell me, suppose I am using 1/400 of a second. Suppose I am capturing something and I am using 1/400 of a second. So that is my shutter speed. And one of my friend is using 1 second. So now tell me, who will get more light, more amount of light?
The one.
Say your friend.
1 second, sir.
Second.
Why 1 second?
Say your friend.
Because the shutter is opening for a longer
For a
duration.
longer time. Clear? So that is the basic relation between the exposure and shutter speed. So if you decrease the shutter speed, we will get more amount of light because the shutter curtain is going to open for longer time, right? So this is
Longer time.
obvious. More light
Yes.
will hit the sensor for longer period, right? And suppose I am using very fast shutter speed, 1/4000 of a second. So the curtain, the amount of that particular time is very less, right? So very less
Yes.
amount of light will hit the sensor. So obviously we are going to get less amount of light here. So this is the relation between shutter speed and exposure.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, what is the best way to control the light? Is it the aperture or the shutter speed?
Yeah, first we have to understand the exposure triangle. Then we are going to learn how to interchange those parameters to get a perfectly exposed image. Okay.
Sir, some of the photographers use the shutter speed to control the light, and some of the photographers use the aperture.
Yes. So I am going to answer your queries after some time. Okay. Because first we have to done with the exposure triangle. So this is clear. The relation between light and shutter speed, exposure and shutter speed, clear?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, does the shutter speed of mobile camera work similarly like DSLR or any other camera?
Yes.
So the
Suppose for that you have
mechanical-
to use Pro mode. I think most of the advanced mobile camera has Pro mode, right? Where you
Yes,
can change the parameters, exposure triangle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with the use of Pro mode, you can change the shutter speed, you can change the ISO, you can change the aperture also.
So
So I'll
is
be
the
also talking about the mobile photograph.
yes, sir. So is the mechanical process is same?
No, we don't have this kind of shutter curtain inside of your phone, right? So for phone, we have used like different kinds of digital shutter curtain. So that is not mechanical shutter. We have different kinds of shutter, leaf shutter, plain shutter. For DSLR camera, most of us are using leaf shutter. But for your DSLR camera, for your phone, we are using digital shutter. Okay. So let me tell you one thing. Whenever you are going to press the shutter button, you can see one clicking sound, right?
Yes, in DSLR.
Yeah?
we
That
can
that
have-
is the sound of that particular shutter.
Yes.
Okay, but for most of the digital camera, point and shoot and phone camera, that is digitally used. They are using some beeping sound. You can turn off that particular shutter noise also. So we don't have any kind of mechanical shutter inside of your mobile phone or digital camera. Clear?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
So next we are going to learn what is the second
I
effect
have
of
a
shutter
question.
speed. Yeah, please.
Sir, here I can see that 130/s. So this shutter is which kind of shutter? Can you tell me?
Yeah, 130. What?
1/60s. Which
Yeah,
age show
1/60. 1/60. Yeah.
Yeah. So this shutter is which kind of shutter?
Yeah, if you compare to 1 second, then that is much more fast.
Much more fast.
Yeah. So this is the basic relation between exposure and shutter speed. And the second effect of shutter speed is with the use of shutter speed, we can capture any kind of motion. Okay. We can capture any kind of motion as well as we can freeze any kind of action. Okay. So that is the second effect of shutter speed. So for the previous slide, I have told you the effects of aperture. So aperture also controls light, and the second effect of aperture is it can control depth of field, right?
Depth of field.
Shutter speed also can control light. So we can use fast shutter speed to get less amount of light. We can use slow shutter speed for getting more amount of light. And the second effect is with the use of shutter speed, we can capture any kind of motion, and the second option is we can capture or freeze any kind of action. Okay. So as you can see, For the first image, what is the shutter speed number for the first example?
1
second.
second.
1 second. Okay. Then 1 by 8th of a second, 1 by 15, 1 by 160, the last one. So now tell me the basic difference between the first one and the last one.
Captures the motion and the 1 by 160 captures the object.
Yeah. So whenever you are going to capture motion, we have to use slower shutter speed. See, you can see a motion kind of thing for the first image, right? And for capturing fast moving object or freezing any kind of action, we have to use fast shutter speed. Clear? See, for the last example, 1 by 168th of a second. So we can freeze the blades, right? Clear?
Yes,
So that
sir.
is the second effect of shutter speed. Now tell me what kind of shutter speed is this?
Slow shutter speed.
Slow
Why
shutter
slow
speed.
shutter? Tell me.
It's the motion of the
Because motion is visible.
Yes, very good. So with the use of slow shutter speed, you can create this kind of advanced effects, right? So we are getting a motion kind of thing. Okay. Now next one. What about this one?
This is
Slow
fast
shutter
shutter speed.
speed.
First shutter speed.
Fast
Okay.
shutter speed.
Some of them are saying fast, and who is saying slow?
So I think this first shutter speed
Because
is a fast.
capturing the fast moving water droplets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
for capturing or freezing any kind of action, we can use fast shutter speed. Next, see this one. What about this?
It's also
Is
Fast
slow
shutter
shutter
speed.
speed. Fast.
Fast shutter speed.
Yes. So because the dog is moving, right? So we can
Moving.
freeze this particular action. So I have told you for freezing any kind of action, what kind of shutter speed you have to use?
Fast.
Fast
Shutter
shutter
speed.
speed. Okay. And what about the depth of field? What kind of depth of field is this?
Shallow depth of field.
Shallow.
Very good. Very good. Shallow depth of field. And how to get shallow depth of field?
Small f number.
Small if number.
Using a
Very
small
good. Yes.
number.
Smaller f number. So that also varies from lens to lens because aperture is part of your camera lens and shutter speed is part of your
Camera.
camera body. Very good. Okay. So let's go to the next one. What about this one? This is very interesting.
Slow
It's
shutter
slow shutter speed.
Slow shutter speed. This is called light painting, right? So with the use of slow shutter speed, you can create this kind of light painting. So this is clear?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, what is motion that I cannot understand?
Motion means this one. See, for the first picture, this one. Can you see the PPT? Can you see the slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, motion of the water.
Yeah.
So milky kind of effect. So that is motion.
Yes, sir.
And for capturing action, this is action. This one is also action. Suppose I am jumping, right? And you have to freeze that particular moment. Then what kind of shutter speed you have to use?
Fast.
Very good, fast shutter speed. Because you are going to capture that particular action, right?
Action.
Yes, sir.
And this is also motion.
And
So
motion
we are
is not
capturing the
called
motion of that particular light.
Yeah.
So for capturing
Yes, sir.
motion, we have to use
Slow shutter speed.
very
Sure,
good,
sure.
slow shutter speed. See, what about this one?
Fast shutter speed.
Fast.
Very
Fast
good,
shutter
fast
speed.
shutter speed. And this one, this is very interesting. This is called light trails.
Yes.
So with the use of slow shutter speed, you can capture light trails. But there is one problem. Whenever you are going to use slow shutter speed, you have to be very steady. Otherwise, your picture will be blurry.
Sir,
So,
this is motion and there is slow shutter speed, I think.
yes. So for taking this kind of photograph, we have to use tripod.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So clear? Any confusion regarding shutter speed, aperture?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So we are done with the two parameters, right? And what about the third one?
ISO.
ISO. So now we'll be talking about ISO. Before that, there is one more picture. This is also one example of
Slow shutter.
shutter
Shutter
speed
speed.
because we can see the motion of this particular.
No, sir, this is the fast shutter speed because this is the action.
No, we can see the motion, right? See the water. We are getting a milky kind of effect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
If we use fast shutter speed, it will going to capture or freeze the water drops, right? Now there is one more thing. Suppose I want to use more than 30 seconds, right? So 30 seconds is the maximum shutter speed. That is the slowest shutter speed for most of the DSLR. Okay. Suppose I want to use 1 minute of exposure time. That is called longer exposure. So then we have to use something called bulb mode. So whenever you are going to use bulb mode, then what will happen? You have to use a remote trigger to press the shutter button. So as long as you are pressing that particular remote trigger, your camera shutter is going to be opened. Okay.
Open.
So you can hold it for 1 minute, 1 hour, 30 minutes. It's up to you. So for getting longer exposure, which is more than 30 seconds, you have to use the mode. It is called bulb.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have a DSLR right now, then you can check it out that after 30 seconds you will get to see something called bulb.
So there is no bulb mode in my camera. I have
Oh
less
my
than
God.
30 seconds in my camera.
Okay.
It
Which model you are using?
Nikon D5600.
Huh? 56 D5600 does have bulb mode. I think then you have to turn it on from the setting.
Okay.
That
Okay,
is
so
called time mode, not
sorry.
bulb. In 5600, that is called time, not bulb.
Same thing, time value or bulb mode. So you can
That's why
control the
that
time.
yes, that's why it doesn't. No.
So can you see something called time mode? Is it there?
No, sir. I have to
No,
see.
it won't be there because most of the Canon user are having like TV mode, which is time value mode. So I have told you specialized mode, right? Which is MASP. So
Okay,
A is for aperture priority. That is
time
typically
mode
we
with okay, it's have bulb mode also.
bulb
Mm,
mode.
there is backward option.
Sir, I have a question that what
Please.
picture does the bulb mode create?
For longer exposure, suppose you want to take star trails,
Okay.
galaxy, Milky Way, right? So for capturing that kind of effect or that kind of photograph, we have to have a longer exposure time, right? So for capturing this kind of particular image, we can go up to 1 hour, 1 hour of exposure time. So for that, most of the photographers are using bulb mode for getting a longer exposure time. Clear?
Okay. So, sir, bulb mode type some picture is a longer exposure.
Yes, longer exposure for getting more than 30 seconds because 30 seconds is the slowest one for most of the DSLR. Suppose I want 1 minute of exposure time, then I have to use bulb mode. So the third parameter is ISO. So what do you mean by ISO? Do you have any idea about ISO? What is
Controlling of light with numbers like that.
Okay, so let me tell you, ISO is a part of your camera sensor. Okay.
So image sensitivity.
Yes, image sensor, right? So aperture is part of your camera lens. Shutter speed is part of your camera body, and ISO is part of your camera sensor. Okay. So what is the full form of ISO? Full form of ISO is International Standard Organization. Okay.
Yeah.
So they have introduced the term ISO, and what is ISO? ISO is the sensitivity of your camera sensor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right?
it's visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Visible.
So ISO is the sensitivity of your camera sensor. So what is the use of ISO? So there are some ISO number 100, 200, 400, 600, right? 800, 1600, 3200. So whenever you are going to increase the ISO number, your camera sensor is going to be more active towards light, more sensitive towards light. So it will capture more amount of light. Suppose I am using more ISO number. Suppose I am using 800 ISO. So that is high ISO number compared to 100. So my camera sensor is going to be more sensitive toward light. whenever I'm using 800 ISO, so it will capture more amount of light. Okay, suppose I'm using 100 ISO, then my camera sensor is going to be less sensitive towards light because I'm using minimum ISO number, which is 100. So it will capture less amount of light. So this is the relation between ISO number and exposure. So suppose I want more light, then I can use ISO 800, 1600, more ISO number. Suppose I want less light, then I have to use less ISO number. But there are some disadvantage of using high ISO. So most of us, because ISO is part of your camera sensor, right? And you know, like we have different sensor for different kinds of cameras. So most of us are using mobile camera, which has a very smaller sensor size compared to digital camera or point and shoot camera. And if you compare the sensor size of point and shoot camera with DSLR camera, so DSLR camera has much more bigger sensor, right? So it has the power to capture more amount of light without giving you any kind of grains or noise. So whenever you are going to use high ISO number, then what will happen? It will produce some noise or grains. Have you seen, like, have you noticed any low light photographs where you will get to see some noise, dot kind of thing, pixels?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So that is because of the high ISO number. So for that, like, have you heard of full frame camera sensor, crop sensor and full frame sensor?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So full frame sensor, suppose I have a crop sensor camera. Like for my first DSLR, which is a crop sensor camera, which is D7000. The sensor size of that particular camera is 18 into 22. But D750 is a full frame camera, right? And the sensor size of that full frame camera is 36 into 24, which is much more bigger compared to crop sensor camera, right?
Yeah.
So suppose I'm using my D7000 and my ISO is 1600. Okay, so I'm capturing one particular scene with my D7000 with the use of ISO 1600, and I'm getting lots of grains and noise, right? So I'm capturing the same exact frame with the same parameters with my full frame camera, which has a bigger sensor, which is 36 into 24. So whenever I'm going to capture that same frame with the use of my full frame camera, suppose I'm using 1600 ISO, so I'm not going to get any kind of grain in the full frame camera, right? Why? Because of the sensor size. Okay, so it varies from camera sensor to camera sensor. So that is why if you take any low light pictures with your mobile camera, you will get to see lots of noise. And suppose you are capturing that same situation with the use of DSLR camera, you will be getting less amount of noise because DSLR camera has bigger sensor. So clear? Any confusion about exposure triangle?
No, sir.
Sir, what extent can we use ISO to get clear image without gain noise?
So it also varies from camera to camera. Suppose for my D7000, I can go up to 800 without any kind of noise. But for my full frame camera, which is D750, I can go up to 2000 also.
Okay, sir.
Without any kind of noise. And with the use of Photoshop or Lightroom software, you can reduce the noise also, right?
Yeah.
So there are some plugins called noise reducer, denoise. So it will reduce the particular noise. So we are done with exposure triangle. So this is one example of grains. So first one is ISO 100, second one is 400, third one is 800, then ISO 1600, 3200. Can you see the noise?
Sir, I have a question. Sir, I think which countries first developed the ISO circuit?
America. So in this particular picture, if you see it very carefully, in ISO 3200, you will get to see some noise or grains, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is because of the high ISO. But in ISO 100, I am getting a clear image without any kind of noise or grain. Clear? So now see this one, ISO 100 and ISO 3200. So for this particular image, I think they have used a cross sensor camera, which has a lesser sensor size, small sensor size. That's why the amount of grain number is maximum. Okay, so the you have to use the ISO very carefully, because otherwise it's going to destroy the quality of your particular photograph. Now, so this is the display of your DSLR. So 1/4000 is shutter speed, low is basically aperture, and what is the ISO? ISO is 200. So now tell me, suppose with the use of aperture, we can change the amount of light, right? With the use of shutter speed also, we can change the amount of light, we can change the exposure, and ISO also, we can change the overall exposure with the use of ISO. Then what is the importance of using aperture and shutter speed? So the overall role is same, right? So why we are going to use aperture separately or shutter speed separately? Because with the use of aperture, ISO and shutter speed, we can change the amount of light. Means we can change the exposure value.
So for moving objects, we have to use the fastest shutter speed.
Very good, very good. Yes. So there are some second effects also, right? So with the shutter speed, we can suppose I am covering a sports event, then or any kind of stage event, any dance performance, then I have to use
Fastest shutter speed.
very good fastest shutter speed. So suppose I am using 1/400 of a second. Right now my shutter speed is 1/400 of a second. Okay, so that is locked because I want to capture fast moving object. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 1/4000 is fixed. Now, so whenever you are going to use fast shutter speed, then what will happen to the exposure, overall exposure? Will get more amount of light or less amount of light?
Less amount of light.
Less amount of light, very good. So then, there are some option na, to increase the exposure, overall exposure with the help of aperture.
Yes, sir.
Yes, then what I have to do with the aperture?
So if we want to get the small depth of field, yes, sir, small depth of field, low
Not small,
depth of field,
shallow depth of
shallow depth of field, shallow depth of field. Then we have to decrease the f number,
yes,
and increase the ISO.
Okay, now I have told you I need deep depth of field. Okay, so then you have to use larger f number, suppose f16.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So right now my shutter speed is 1/400 and I'm using aperture f16. So whenever I'm going to use f16, then what will happen to the overall exposure?
It will get more light. Then, sir, we have to decrease the ISO.
No, f16.
F16. So, then we'll get less amount of light.
Less amount of light, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
larger f number means smaller opening, narrower opening, right? So our aperture is fixed f16 because I have to capture a deep depth of field shot. Then my shutter speed is also fixed because I'm going to capture fast moving object. Clear? Then, so for the overall exposure, I'll be getting a underexposed image, right?
Yes,
Because my f is f16, which is very narrow, so less light will hit the sensor. Again, I'm using fastest shutter speed. Again, less amount of light. So the overall image will be underexposed. So for getting perfectly exposed image, what we have to do?
So increase the ISO.
Yes, very good. So that is the role of ISO. So I think Shomodip, I think this is clear, right? So how to use the exposure triangle to get a overall image? Yeah. So the last option is we have to increase the ISO to get a perfectly exposed image. So that's how with the combination of exposure triangle we can create different kinds of effects, right? Suppose I have told you to click a shallow depth of field image. Okay, then you have to use smaller f number. So smaller f number means we'll be getting more amount of light. Then you have to overcome that particular exposure with the use of fast shutter speed, because whenever you are going to increase the shutter speed, we'll be getting less amount of light, right? And with the use of 100 ISO number, we'll be getting a clear image, that is without any kind of noise. Here, so that is how you can use the exposure triangle for capturing different kinds of photographs. Suppose you want to capture long exposure, then you have to work with the shutter speed. Suppose you want to capture deep depth of field, then you have to change the aperture value. Okay, clear?
Sir,
So yeah,
sir, does ISO is directly related to exposure triangle? Because in shutter speed or aperture, we are controlling the external light, but for ISO we are increasing or decreasing the sensor sensitivity for controlling
yes,
the light.
yes. So that is the reason why I am telling you to use the ISO at the last. Suppose for this particular sequence, my shutter speed is 1 by 400, my aperture is f16. So I have to use the ISO to get the desired exposure, right? So I don't have any other option. So the last option would be the ISO. Otherwise, always try to use less amount of ISO number, 100. Make it as low as possible for getting a very high quality image or without any kind of noise free image. Clear? Okay. So I think we are done with the exposure triangle. Now let me introduce some lenses, different kinds of lenses and the use of that particular lenses. So any confusion regarding exposure triangle?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No? Okay.
No.
So now tell me, suppose, okay, so let's go to the lens, different kinds of lens. First, we'll be talking about wide angle lens. So whenever you are going to capture a full landscape view or wider perspective, we have to use wide angle lens. Can you see the focal length for this particular lens, which is 17 to 40 mm, right?
Sir, I think there's a front lens of the camera.
Yes, yes. So right now, most of the advanced phones has 3 to 4 lenses, right?
Yes, sir.
For the first lens, it will capture the normal photograph. The second lens is used for capturing portrait mode. Third lens can be used for capturing extra wide angle view. And the fourth lens can be used for macro. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
Sir, this image is a portrait size or landscape?
this is landscape. So we are going to use wide angle lens for landscape image. Suppose where you want to capture the overall frame, okay, wider view, wider perspective of the particular frame, then we can use wide angle lens. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Next, telephoto lenses. So you can see the focal length of this particular lenses: 300 mm, 400 mm, 500 mm, 600, 800. So what is the use of telephoto lenses?
Taking
photography.
wildlife shot,
No, not
astrophotography.
macro.
They're for zooming the object.
Very good, for zooming. So I think you can see the example, right? So this is without zoom, and with the telephoto lens we can capture this kind of effect. So that's why most of the wildlife photographers are using telephoto lens, right, for capturing close-up. And mostly most of the sports photojournalists are also using this kind of heavy lenses, right, which has a longer focal length, 800, 400. This is very costly. So the 800 mm is around 12 lakhs. Very, very costly. So this is clear for capturing any kind of
Sir, which kind of
zoom
DSLR
perspective.
camera is best?
Yeah.
Sir, which kind of DSLR camera is best?
So it's up to your budget.
Canon, Nikon.
Canon, Nikon, both are very good cameras. Suppose you have lots of money, then you can go for D5. Like Gopal was talking about D5.
D5700.
D5,
No,
not
only
D5700.
D5.
D5 is the flagship model of Nikon.
Oh.
Sir, what's the
Body
No, only
price
one
is
D
around
Mark III or one D
4
Mark.
lakhs, I think, right?
No, 4.5 lakhs.
4.5 lakhs, only the cost of that particular model. So it's up to
And
you.
D850?
D850 is around
Nikon.
2.5 lakhs, I think.
No, 1.96 lakhs.
With the lens.
No, after discount. With
Yeah,
lens, it's
so with lens, I'm talking
2.30.
about 24 to 70, 2.8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mostly, most of the fashion photographers are using D850 because it has a maximum megapixel, larger megapixels. Okay.
On sharper pic.
Yeah.
I'll also
So
use
now we don't have telephoto lenses. We are not that rich. So what we have is
Kit lens.
kit lenses.
Kit lens.
Kit lenses is like basically suppose you are buying a DSLR camera, then
Yeah.
you will be getting this kind of lenses, right? Kit lens like 18 to 55, 55 to 250, 18 to 140. So those are the kit lens. Okay. So with the use of kit lens, suppose I want to capture a wide angle view, then you have to use which focal length?
1855.
1855. Yes. Suppose I want to capture one close-up photograph, then you can use 70 to 300,
Yeah.
which is telephoto lens. Clear? So this is called kit lens, and you can see something is written here, which is VR. So do you know what is the full form of VR? What is
Vibration
VR?
reduction.
Yes, very
Vibration
good. So
reduction.
what is the function of vibration reduction?
To reduce the amount,
Amount of
to
motor.
prevent the shaking of camera.
It
Yes,
reduces the
yes,
vibration of the
very good.
motor.
Suppose I'm using a slow shutter speed. So whenever I'm going to turn on the VR, then the overall picture will be steady, right? So like for most of the mirrorless camera, it has in-body image stabilization, which is called IBIS. But for DSLR camera, most of the lenses has this particular option, which is called VR, vibration reduction. Okay. So for Canon, they are using the term called VR. For Nikon, they are using the term VR. For Canon, they are using IS, which is image stabilization. Suppose you have a lens from Tamron, then they are using something called VC, vibration compensation. The overall function is same. So it will reduce the shake, right? It will give you a steady image. Okay. So this is VR, and you can also see something. This is called DX. The DX is written here, right? Suppose you have a Nikon camera or Nikon lens, something is written DX. So what is
Yes.
DX? What do you mean by DX?
Crop sensor
Crop,
lens.
crop
Yes,
film
very good.
sensor.
So for Nikon camera, we have DX and FX format. So FX format is for
Full
full frame camera sensor, and DX is for
crop sensor.
crop sensor camera. So what does it mean? Suppose you have a full frame camera. Suppose I have a Nikon D750, which is full frame DSLR. So this lens is not going to work with the full frame camera because these kit lenses are usually made for crop sensor camera. Clear? So that's the reason those are very cheap. So the price of this particular kit lenses are very cheap compared to the FX lenses. Clear? And most of the FX lenses has a very good glass quality, glass elements. Okay, so we are done with the kit lens. Then we'll be talking about, this is very interesting, prime lens. So what do you mean by prime lens? Do you have any idea about prime lens?
It is used for photography, portrait photography.
Okay, why?
It has
It
only
has a
one
Fixed
focal
focal
length.
length.
Okay, one by one. Yeah, tell me first. Who is going to tell?
More shallow depth of field than the kit.
Why?
That,
Tell me the definition of prime lens.
so the aperture amount is lower in this lens.
Sir, it has a fixed focal length.
Okay, that is very good. So the main feature of prime lens is it has maximum f number, which is maximum opening. Okay, so we can get 1.4, 1.2, 1.8. Okay, so for
2.8 to 1.2.
yeah, 2.8, 1.4, 1.2. So for capturing any image in low light situation, we can use this kind of prime lens, right? And what is the other feature for this particular prime lens? It has a fixed focal length. So if you compare this particular lens with kit lenses, so for kit lens we have variable focal length, right? 18 to 55, 55 to 50. But if you see this prime lenses, see 85 mm, which is fixed. 35 mm fixed. You can't zoom in or zoom out. You have to go closer to your subject and you have to go backwards from your subject. Okay, so for getting a wider view. So those are fixed focal length lenses, and it has a maximum opening. So we use prime lens for capturing any kind of low light situation photograph. Okay. Now let me talk about the depth of field for this particular prime lens. See, can you see the example? So with the use of kit lens, see on the left hand side I am using 50 mm kit lens. Suppose I am using 18 to 55 and I am using 50 mm, and the f value is 5.6, right? On the right hand side you can see f. What is the f number?
1.8.
1.8.
1.8. And what is the difference between the left photograph and right photograph? What about the depth of field?
The first one is the deep depth of field,
Yes,
and the second one is
very
the
good.
shallow depth of field.
So with the use of prime lens, we can get a very creamy kind of background, which is shallow depth of field, very blurry kind of background, right? Most of the portrait photographers are using prime lenses, and there is one more advantage of using prime lens, that is it is using one single glass element, because it doesn't have any kind of variable focal length, right? This is fixed. So that's the reason it has a single glass element. So that's why we are getting a very sharper image by using prime lens. So with the same focal length, suppose I am using 18 to 55 for capturing this particular image, but it has a variable focal length. So whenever you are going to produce any kind of variable focal length, you have to put different kinds of glass elements. So that's why the quality of that particular image will be degraded. But for most of the prime lens, it has a fixed focal length and it is using only single optical glass. So that's why we are getting a very sharp kind of photograph, right? So mostly we can use prime lenses for capturing low light sequence or for capturing any kind of portrait. Okay. And 50 mm is very cheap also. It will cost around 9,000 to 8,000. So with the use of 50 mm, you can create this kind of shallow depth of field shot, and it will be very helpful for low light situation. Okay, clear?
Sir, if we decrease the aperture for kit lens, then we will get the same image.
No. So for kit lens, there is something called aperture range from 3.5 to 5.6. Okay, so that is the aperture range for most of the kit lenses. So what does it mean? 3.5 to 5.6. Suppose I am using 18 mm. Then the opening of this particular lens will be 3.5. Okay, but whenever you are going to zoom in, suppose right now I am zooming into 55 mm, then the aperture ring is going to be 5.6. Okay, you are not going to get 3.5 in 55 mm because of that particular variable aperture ring. But for prime lens, we'll be getting fixed aperture. Suppose I am using f1.4. So throughout the focal length, we'll be getting f1.4 because it has a fixed focal length. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So this is done. So this is one specialized lens which has
Fisheye.
more than 180 degree point of view. Okay. So what is 180 degrees? So have you taken any kind of panorama shot?
Yes, sir. In mobile.
Yeah. So that is 180 degree. But this is more than 180 degree. So we are getting a oval kind of look, right? So with the use of fisheye lens, we can get this kind of image. And this is very specialized lens. This is called macro lens. Okay. So we all know for capturing close-up of any kind of product or any kind of insect, we can use macro lens. So those are specialized lens. Okay. So we are done with this macro different kinds of lenses. So any confusion? So next part will be mobile photography. So any confusion regarding aperture, exposure triangle, different kinds of lenses?
No, sir.
Okay, fine.
Warren, close the damn door, you fool.
Huh?
Hello, Shubham, are you there?
Yeah. Tell me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Action. Yeah.
So before moving on to mobile photography, can we
Mhm.
have some questions like you started with photography and you specialized on photography. You were a part of iLead, and then again moved in as a teacher of iLead, as a mentor of iLead. How has this entire experience been?
See, for me, I have no clue about iLead because I was studying in different science, which is I was studying microbiology before that, and I really don't want to continue that particular stream because I want to do something with photography or something with cinematography. So suddenly I have got to see one advertisement and something is written there which is like specialized in photography. So that's the main thing. I was like, yeah, that is my field, and I have to like get an admission there because I'm not enjoying microbiology because that is obviously not my field. I want to do something with photography. So that is how I got admitted in iLead in BSc Media Science. And after that, from the very beginning, I have started working with the studio, iLead Studio, with the help of my HOD. My HOD was Shubha ma'am, so she has helped me a lot for doing this kind of technical session and all those things. So from the very beginning, I have started covering different kinds of events for iLead. So we have different kinds of events, right? Every day we have several events. So I have started capturing. I was the official photographer for several events. Then I have got into the studio team. So I have been to Gujarat, Ahmedabad for capturing, for shooting different kinds of documentaries with my seniors. So that's how I have like built up contacts in the field of media. So before that, I was no clue. Like I have no contact with the media people, but this is how you have to you have to increase your contact with the media world.
Okay, so you have been working with a lot of celebrities and doing your professional work aside, and at the
Yeah.
same time, you're also mentoring in a number of schools and colleges, and also now in iLead. So, how are you managing these two ends and these two poles, where most of them cannot, most of them or most of us couldn't manage only one also?
So see, the first thing is I am very focused. Like I have to do something related with photography and cinematography, and I really do enjoy like teaching photography, and you can talk about like cinematography also. I do love to like teach, and the main thing is whenever I'm going to explain something with my students, like before that I was like when I was in class 12, so I have pinged one of the very professional photographer on Facebook. So I have asked him like, suppose sir, I am in class 12, so what is the next procedure to do something like to do with some uh, sorry, college, media college, or what I do, like what is the next step for doing something with photography? I don't know, like he got offended and he blocked me. So that day I was like, I was little bit sad and upset also. I got irritated also. That is the day I like decided like I am going to help the upcoming photographers, amateur photographers, and that is very much important. So you have to encourage them.
Right.
So that is the reason I have started teaching with the help of Shubha ma'am. So I was in second year in my college. So with the help of Shubha ma'am, I have taken
My
the
first
first class.
photography teacher.
Yeah, so I have taken several workshop in various schools with with the organization called Vichitra Pathshala. So I'm also associated with them right now, and I have taken several workshop in other cities also with the teachers and with different kinds of students. So that is how I have started teaching. And if you talk about photography, and I'm a freelancer, I don't have any 9 to 4 job, so I don't have any monthly income, also fixed salary, so I have to manage somehow, right? So that's why I have made this particular teaching profession as a monthly basis, and I'm doing some of my freelance work also. Like I do cover different kinds of concerts with celebrities. I do do I do different kinds of video shoots for Hyatt agency, different kinds of hotels, and I
Right.
also capture some event photographs also. But in the same time, so this is my permanent thing. So I'm teaching in several schools, so I'm getting a monthly kind of income. So which is very important as a freelancer. So as a freelancer, you have to have a fixed kind of income, right?
Sir, I have a
Right,
question.
right, absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah. Please tell me.
Sir, is photographer is essential part to be a great animator?
No, no, no. Animation is not related with photography. I don't know animation, but I don't think.
I think people or students like Gopal who are very much focused from
Yes,
a very young
wildlife.
age that
Yeah.
they will continue with photography, and that to a specific field of photography. Because I remember when I was in class 12, I had no clue that I had to do all this, because from then I had quite good grades, and it was always like I have to do something big. I mean, and that was the mainstream field. So I
Yeah.
chose physics, and I studied there
Same
for
for
two
me
years,
also.
and
I
then I
have taken
realized that
science.
I am wasting my time. Yeah,
But
exactly.
I'll,
And I wish I had this kind of workshop when I was in class 11 or 12 or just passed the ISC. Then it would have saved some years of ours, I
Yeah.
guess. And whenever I am in talk with my juniors, like those who are studying in the first year right now, they always talk about how you inspire them, how apart from all the theoretical experiences, you give them the practical edge
Practical knowledge.
over
Yes.
others.
Because
Yeah,
I
and also
always
they
feel
are,
like apart from
yeah, yeah,
theory, practical is very much important. So that's the reason for my most BMS AX students, I used to take them in with my different kinds of assignments, like for covering different kinds of concerts. So that will give them a practical exposure, right? Which is very much important.
exactly. And also at the same time, I have been seeing that your students are trying really different things,
Yes, yes,
not the
I'm so happy.
way people click photographs, but also there is a concept behind it, and it is not only a part of documentation for them. It has been whatever you call it, a creative art kind of thing, where they're trying new things,
Conceptual,
where
yeah.
they're experimenting, and they are achieving newer heights every day. So how do you feel about it?
So firstly, I do feel very proud of them, like as their mentor also. And the main thing is like, so what I feel is I always love to learn from everyone. So it doesn't matter, you are my students also. I learn from my brother, I learn from my sister, I learn from my some of my students, because they are doing something different, right? So this kind of mindset is very important. So if you want to progress, then you have to have this kind of mindset, because you have to encourage others and you have to learn from them.
Right. And there is one question that people who are involved in this creative industry, and we really don't know how the industry will react in the post pandemic situation, but what is your views on earning money by attending weddings, and getting a big fat salary through it in the wedding seasons? So
So
what
the
is your
main
take on it?
Yeah, so the main thing is I have covered several weddings before, but right now I'm not more into weddings because I really don't enjoy covering weddings. So this is my
Right.
personal opinion. But you can get a very good amount of money by covering 3 days wedding. So it's more than like 15,000. So if you to compare this particular money to the private sector, so this is like starting salary, and you are earning it in within 3 days.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for
But it
most
should be
of
a
the
huge wedding.
no 5,000, you can like most of the freelancer, that is a price range. Suppose you have a full frame camera and you have a basic knowledge, like you are able to capture the perfect moment, then they are going to offer you 5,000 rupees. But you have to have a full frame camera for that. And for crop sensors,
Exactly.
like the price
If
chart is 3,000, I think, 2,500 to
yeah,
3,000.
from 2,500 to
Yeah.
4,000 it varies.
Yeah. So
Like,
that is also
so I
very
was
good.
also
Like
not a
for
big,
3 days, you will get around 6,000.
yeah, I
It's
was
a very
also
good
of the
amount.
same idea that you had. Then I met then I met your brother Shongram, and he said I don't
Yeah,
want to do anything else
he's
apart from
he's
wedding because
very
I'm
good.
earning quite
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, and
So he
and
has
and
more
he was
interest
telling about
in.
his journey, and
Yeah,
he acts like a machine. I have worked with him, and he
yeah.
knows that this is the shot, I get it from here, and
He's a
he is
hardcore
super
professional.
confident about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So that's the best thing. But
and
I really don't enjoy wedding nowadays. I don't know, but it's good option.
yeah,
But for most of
uh,
my students are like working as a freelance wedding photographer also. So to start with, you
right.
can do that. It's up to you. Because like
Okay, so
if
there
you
is
talk
nothing called
about camera gadgets, like most of them are very very costly, right?
expensive. Yeah,
So somehow you have to like buy the good lens, good amount of lens, and it will cost around 30 to 40,000. So you have to save money. So wedding is a very good option for uh, getting a good amount of money.
like okay,
Sir,
and if
sir,
someone is in, and someone if a photographer is interested in going the academic profession like you did, so what are the basic steps that they should start while they're pursuing their bachelor's?
Okay, so see, the teaching profession is different. So teaching is you have to be a very good teacher and you have to explain this particular subject, and also it depends on how experienced are you. So for me, I have like I'm teaching for around 3 to 4 years because I have started teaching when I was in second year. So it's quite a long time I'm teaching, and I have got different kinds of exposure as well. So with the
It
help
almost
of,
6 years.
yeah, with the help of Shubha ma'am, so we need such mentor like her. Like Shubha ma'am has given me lots of exposure in teaching. So she is my guru. So I am also trying to follow her, and I am also giving some different kinds of opportunity to some of my students.
Thank you. Yeah, you can
sir, what
continue.
their maximum salary in photography?
Oh my God, there is, I don't know. I'm a freelancer. I'm not associated with anything. But for my
The more you
assignment,
work,
suppose,
the more you earn.
yeah,
I think that's the
suppose,
answer.
for any kind of
Everyone could say.
small promos, it depends on the brands also. For 3 days shoot, you can earn up to 30,000 rupees. So it's quite a good money, right? But in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next month, it is not sure that you will be getting that same assignment in the next month. So you have to save also. It's not like that I have getting like 30,000 rupees. I have earned 30,000 rupees and I have to buy something. So in the
So is
next
that your
month, you have to think.
sir, is that your starting salary or something's increase?
See,
There
I
is
have
no fixed salary.
I am a freelancer. I earn from my teaching. I earn from several events. I earn from
Oh yeah.
workshops. So it depends. Right now, I'm doing nothing. I'm making tutorials.
Okay.
Sir, did
Right
you
now, my
completed your
salary is zero.
sir, did you completed
That's
your
the,
microbiology?
huh? No, no, no. No. Oh my God. Thank God.
So, sir, when you left your microbiology and continued with photography, then
Huh.
what was your family reaction?
It was quite
This is so
shocking
personal.
because the thing is, I have started photography in very early age. Like when I was in class 6, I was very interested in macro. Till now, I am like very fond of macro photography, but I don't get much time to capture macros right now. But during the lockdown, I have captured some of the macro shots, so which is a good effect of lockdown. So yeah, they are like shocked because they don't know like they know like mainstream professions, right? Like you have to be an engineer, you have to be a doctor, you have to do some like government jobs because so you have to prove yourself. That's it. So right now, like most of them are like more into media. We have several media house. We have something called media science. So
Sir, I
that's
have
the
a
first
question.
time I was heard media science. So before that, I have no clue about there is something called media science.
So, sir, how did you manage all that at the time?
So I have to manage. So sometimes I have to like suppose I have a class tomorrow at LSA and I have a big assignment at the same time. Then I have to call the teacher in charge of LSA that I am not coming tomorrow. So I have to attend that assignment. So that's how it works. We have to manage as a freelancer. You have to manage, and the most amazing part of as a freelancer is you are free. So you are your own boss, and
Yeah, sir.
as a freelancer, I have been to Thailand for free. I have been to Nagaland. I have been to Chennai, Mumbai,
Wow.
Gujarat, so many places. I have
Well,
stayed in five-star hotels absolutely for free. So you have this kind of enjoyment also, but it also
No,
depends.
no, no.
It
The
also
no,
depends.
no. The thing is, you didn't do all this for free. You got paid to do all this. That's the main
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
sir.
true. I'm getting paid also. True. That's
Sir,
how. And there are sometimes I was like, I'm down, like I don't have assignments. So it's part of your life, and you have to enjoy it.
is selecting a genre necessary for a photographer?
Yes, it's very necessary because you have to figure out. Like for me, I have no clue about when I have getting after getting admission in iLead. I have no clue like what I have to do. So I have started with doing some small events photography. Then I have covered some weddings. So that's how I have saved some money, right? And after first year of my college, I have managed to buy a new DSLR by my own, so which was D7000. Then after that, I have bought a FX lens, which is 24 into 120 because I am going to upgrade it, right? So there is no point of wasting money in DX lenses because that is not professional lenses, right? So whenever you are going to upgrade yourself, upgrade your camera body, you have to use FX lenses. And the plus point of FX lenses is suppose you have a DX body, but your FX lens can fit into that. Okay. So I'm going to suggest you, suppose you want to capture any kind, you want to buy any kind of lens, then go for FX lens. First try to buy DX body, then try to buy different kinds of FX lens because that's going to going to your professional assets. And genre is very important because you have to have a fixed eye, right? Because otherwise you will be like lost. Suppose for
Uh,
me, I have started capturing some events. I have started taking some birthday assignments when I was in first year. Then I had also done some of the workshop also with the help of Vichitro Pathshala. So I got paid. I used to do some graphic designing also, do some small editing for Vichitro Pathshala. So after my classes was over, I used to stay with Shubha ma'am like till 8 p.m. at Ivy. So we are both at her office and we are doing something. Like we are doing some editing work, we are doing some graphics designing work. So that is how you have to you have to improve your experience and you have to get different kinds of exposure and you are going to get a contact also. So the
Yeah.
genre is very
And
important.
first of all, before thinking of how much we're going to earn, it is very
Yeah,
necessary to know how much we're going to learn and
Yeah.
how
true.
much do we deserve, first of all.
Yes.
I see a lot of people these days are charging around 4,000, 4,500 in a wedding,
Hmm.
and a big fat wedding is also giving that. But at the end of the day, they're
If
clicking
you see the
pictures
end
which is
result,
which
so
is not up to the mark.
yes, true. And let me tell you in this
So
context, let me tell you one thing. So I have worked for Telegraph, I think, for 4 years. So it has a very interesting story. So from my college, I was told to cover one event which was happened in Science City, and the event was pet fed. So some like dog related event. So I was the official photographer for that particular event. So during that time, on the day two, I had a wedding, and I was in the morning. I was covering that wedding, and suddenly I got a call from Shubha ma'am. Oh my God! I was like, I was appointed to be there as an official photographer, and I'm covering wedding for my personal benefit. So I know she is going to shout it at me. So I received her call. So she was like, শুভম তুমি কোথায়, তুমি কেন পেট ফেডে নেই, তুমি তো ওখানকার অফিসিয়াল ফটোগ্রাফার. Then I was like, okay ma'am, I'm going right now. So the wedding was in Behala, so I took the bus. Then I have reached Science City. I have covered the event, but luckily during that time, so one reporter came. from Telegraph. She has came and she has like talked with the organizing committee that right now I don't have any kind of photojournalist, so could you please give us some photographs for the article? So that from that organizing committee, they have told my name that I am the official in charge of photography department. So kindly take the photographs from Shubham. So that's how I get connected with Telegraph. So you never know, for free projects, you can suppose you are lucky, so you get this kind of opportunities. So after that, I have texted the Telegraph editor, and she was like quite impressed with the photographs. And after that, that's how I have started freelancing with them. And with the Telegraph, let me tell you, I have been guided by my editor and the reporter herself, which is Brintari. She's very sweet. So I have learned so many things. So most of my celebrity assignments and the connection of my celebrity assignments are related with Telegraph. So whenever I used to like cover any kind of concert, so through Telegraph, so that's how I get familiar with the celebrities.
Right.
So right now I'm getting direct calls from them. So that's why you have to build up your connection.
This is personal PR again.
Yeah,
How you
it's very
take a look
important.
at
This
it.
is very important. As a freelancer, personal
Similar
PR
thing
and
happened with
promotion
me
is
and
very
APP.
important.
Yeah,
In
and
my
this
case,
is how these things happen. Absolutely, I could connect every word you said.
like in my
Okay,
case,
now we can. I think we can continue.
Yeah, Gopal, you want
Bol
to say
bhai.
something?
okay.
No,
So
no, tell me.
nowadays, Nikon also sponsors me the cameras and the gears of photography.
Yes, because you are very good at wildlife photography, and I am very happy for that. And
And
the
also,
The way you
first
click the
thing,
monster
like,
lizards.
yes, monitor lizard, yes.
yes.
So it's very
And
good.
my
It's
my
very
first
good.
photography teacher is Shubham Dutt, so that's a great
So
Yeah.
experience.
the thing is, we have to inspire the upcoming generation, right? So
Yes.
that is our
Right,
duty.
right.
Yes.
So apart from ignoring them, that famous photographer did with me, blocked me from Facebook. So please don't do that. So please help them, because that's how you are going to grow and you are going to learn so many things. So this is very important. This kind of mindset is very much required. So any questions? Gopal, you want to say something?
Okay, if you can agree, can I share my some of photograph?
Yeah, why not? I don't have a problem. So earlier, like suppose whenever some of my relatives are going to ask me, like, what do you want to be? So I have to say that I want to be a wildlife photographer. But it's very difficult in India to be a wildlife photographer. And I'm so happy that Gopal is very much passionate about wildlife photography. He is a
Can you
very
see
good
the screen?
photographer.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the
Yeah.
focal length?
This is 18 mm.
18 mm, 800.
No, only 18 mm. In
Oh,
this
no,
picture is
the
click
length
on
you are holding,
the next
the
one
length
is
you are holding.
start trail. This picture
Okay.
click on Nikon D3400.
Yeah, this is with longer exposure, right? So this is
Yes.
one example of longer exposure. Very good.
এটা বাল্ব মোডে নাকি?
হ্যাঁ,
Yes,
I think bulb mode হবে, নয়তো আসবে না।
এটা bulb mode এই আছে, bulb
Yeah, very nice.
হ্যাঁ,
So
হ্যাঁ,
this
হ্যাঁ।
is one example of using bulb mode. Lovely.
What was the duration for the picture? Start
That is
rate?
10 minutes. This picture.
10 minutes. Okay. So have you used any kind of external trigger?
No.
Self timer.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is mobile
Wow,
click.
this is also very nice.
Beautiful.
Which mobile?
Vivo Nex. This is I take in Sikkim. The common tit.
And the best thing about Gopal is he knows the name of the birds, butterflies, everything. So this is very
Yeah,
good.
he is a well-educated photographer.
Yeah.
He knows what he's clicking.
And there are
So
several
I forget
groups
that
on
her name,
Facebook
but
also.
Wow.
yeah.
So this is, which
This
one
is a
is this?
female bird.
Okay.
I think this is a flycatcher. No, not.
This
I
is not
forget.
flycatcher.
No.
Hmm.
I forget.
Flycatcher is kind of grayish kind of bird, right?
Yes. This is a flower.
Yeah, nice.
Lovely.
Nice.
That male one is this. No, this is female one. That is male one.
The previous one is female, right?
Yes.
In the animal world, like males are the vibrant and the prettiest one.
They're looking too beautiful. Male one.
Yes.
Another one.
Oh, wow.
Where have you clicked all these photos?
In Sikkim, Bandhavgarh. There is my Facebook page called Gopal Photography. There is
Gopal photography. Okay.
this is in Kumotuli.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a portrait one. This is called Fatal Myzonis. That is a rare bird in Sikkim that I
This is in Sikkim, right?
yes.
Okay.
And this picture also selected for KIPF top 20 pictures, and it
Oh,
also
wow.
displayed on Victoria.
Oh, that exhibition, right? Huh?
Yes,
I've seen
yes,
that. Mm-hmm. And you also attend lots of outdoor workshop, right? Photography workshop.
yes, yes, yes. This is a mobile click one.
Very nice. See, with the use of mobile, you can get this kind of depth of field. It's very simple. Just you have to know the technique.
That
Yes.
is the shadow pictures of
So if
bus.
the subject is very close, then we can get this shallow depth of field.
Yes, this is a very nice composition reflection, right? You can see the reflection also.
That is a slow shutter speed shot.
Wow, this is with phone.
It also mobile click.
Pro mode.
Yes,
Very nice.
that's a night in front of my house. It's almost take 5 to 6 second exposure time.
During night, yeah. So with the use of exposure, longer exposure, we are going to see some more pictures. We'll get to understand like how to use longer exposure. Very nice.
This is the first shutter speed
Fast shutter speed effect.
for sports in Highlight campus also. Okay, this
And this is
is
also
my
fast.
favorite picture.
Kingfisher. This is which one?
This is black hooded kingfisher.
Black hooded, right?
This is in Sikkim, and I will take for 2 to 3 seconds for taking these pictures. After that,
So have you
will-
used continuous mode?
yes, yes. In
Okay.
Nikon, I'll use Nikon D4S and it's 400 mm 2.8.
Okay. Very nice. So
Thank you
Abhirup,
so much, Gopal.
thank you, Gopal. So those pictures are really nice. Archan, can we see some of the pictures of Abhirup also?
Abhirup, you are
Let
there?
us,
Yeah, I'm here.
yeah, very good. Sure, let me share my screen. Okay, now we are going to see some pictures taken by Abhirup.
আচ্ছা ততক্ষণ আমরা মানে ইমতিয়াজুল তোকে মানে জিজ্ঞেস করছি তোর তুই কি মানে আইলিড জয়েন করার আগে তোর ফটোগ্রাফিতে ইন্টারেস্ট তো অবশ্যই ছিল মানে প্রথম এক্সপোজার কি শুভম স্যারই
এক্সপোজ স্যারের কাছে বলতে আমি অ্যাডভান্সটা পুরোপুরি অ্যাডভান্স মানে ফটোগ্রাফি যে অ্যাডভান্স যেসব দেখালো এগুলো আরো শিখছি অলরেডি আর ভবিষ্যতেও শিখবো এটা শুভম স্যারের থেকে শুরু হয় আমি ক্লাস 6 সেম স্যারের ক্লাস 6 থেকে শুরু করি বাট আমার কাছে তখন কিপ্যাড ফোন ছিল লাইক ওগুলো দিয়ে ম্যাক্রো মানে ছোট ছোট জিনিসগুলো তোলা যেত মানে যেত ওগুলো
Can you see the screen
Yes,
right
sir.
now?
No.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so this has been taken by Imtiazul. So Imtiazul একটু বলো. So Imtiazul is a very good photographer and like mostly his concept of photography is a little bit different. So now we are going to hear from Imtiazul. Imtiazul এবার একটু যদি explain করো.
লাইক এই ফটোটা সবাই দেখতে পাচ্ছ যে দুটো পা আছে আর লকডাউন কাগজটা ছেঁড়া আছে আর মাস্কটা পরে আছে এ থেকে বুঝতে পারছি যে একটা আশা থাকে আমাদের যে লকডাউনের পর আমরা একদিন মানে সেই ব্যস্ত জীবনে আবার বেরিয়ে আসবো এই ছবিটার মাধ্যমে এটাই বলতে চাইছি
একদম
দারুণ
মানে অ্যাকচুয়ালি এটা ফটো স্টোরির একটা ফটো ছিল লাস্ট ফটোটা এটা
হ্যাঁ মানে তুই ছবি তোলার আগে কি বিষয়টাকে ভেবে নিস মানে না ছবি তোলার সময় কিছু কিছু আইডিয়া আসে বা সেটাকে ইনকর্পোরেট করিস বা ইমবাইব করিস বা কিছু দেখে ইমবাইব করিস একটা আইডিয়া সেটাকে তুই নিজের মতো এক্সিবিট করিস মানে বিষয়টা তোর থিঙ্কিং প্রসেসটা বা প্রসিডিওরটা কি
অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমি মানে আইডিয়াটা প্রথমে মানে যদি ফটো স্টোরি করে লাইক তো ফটো স্টোরিটা পুরোটাই ভেবে নি, তারপর সিকোয়েন্স অনুযায়ী কোন ছবিটাকে কোন রকম বসানো যাবে। লাইক যে প্রথম ছবিটা এটার আছে যে একটা ছেলে মাস্ক লাগিয়ে লেফট সাইডে তাকাচ্ছে আর একটা গ্রিল আছে, গ্রিলে তালাটা ঝুলছে। লাইক এই ছবিটা হ্যাঁ এই ছবিটার প্রথমে এই কনসেপ্টটা ভাবলাম যে আমরা লকডাউনে এখন বাড়ির মধ্যে আছি, তো এই সিকোয়েন্সটা প্রথমে ভাবা হয়। তারপরে এরপরে কিরকম একটা থাকে যে আমাদের একটা, তো সেকেন্ড ছবিটা হচ্ছে যে আমাদের মধ্যে একটা হোপ থাকে যে এরপরে একদিন আমরা এই লকডাউনের মানে লকডাউন ছাড়বে, তারপর আমরা বেরিয়ে আসবো বা কোভিড-19 কে আমরা হারাবো। তো সেরকমই একটা যে মনের মধ্যে মানে আমাদের হৃদয়ের মধ্যে যে আশ্বাসটা, সেটার একটা ছবি তুলে মানে ধরেছি। তারপরে ওই লকডাউনের যে সব লকডাউন মানে ছিঁড়ে পড়ে আছে, লাইক তারপর মাস্ক পরে আছে ওই ছবিটা। আর বেসিক্যালি যখন মানে একটা সিঙ্গেল ফটোর আইডিয়া মানে সিঙ্গেল ফটো তোলার হয়, তখন হয় ছবিটা তুলতে তুলতে আইডিয়া আসে বা আগে থেকে করে রাখি, বাট ফটো স্টোরি যখন করি তার আগে পুরোপুরি সিকোয়েন্স সাজিয়ে নিয়ে স্টোরি ভেবে নিয়ে তারপরে সবগুলো তুলতে লাগি।
আচ্ছা, আমি তোর ব্যাপারে একটা খুব ইন্টারেস্টিং জিনিস সেটা তোর থেকেই শুনেছি, সেটা হচ্ছে তুই তোর একটা সেলফ পোর্ট্রেট তুলছিলিস, প্রথমবার বোধহয় সেলফ পোর্ট্রেট ট্রাই করছিস সেরকম ভাবে। তার জন্য তুই ন্যাড়া হয়েছিলিস, মানে সেখান থেকে তো তোর কোনো মনিটারি গোলস ছিল না, তাহলে কেন মানে মানে শুধু আর্টের জন্য এই ডেডিকেশনটা কোথা দিয়ে এলো? মানে আমরা তো এখনো ন্যাড়া হতে টুকটাক ভয় পাই আর
না
কি।
অ্যাকচুয়ালি মানে যখন যা ইচ্ছা মানে বেসিক্যালি ফটোগ্রাফির জন্য যখন যা করতে ইচ্ছা করে ফেলি, মানে বিনা দাদাই মানে যে কোনো কিছু চিন্তা ছাড়াই। একটু সেলফ স্যাটিসফ্যাকশনটা আরো বেশি পাওয়া যায় যদি সার্টেনলি মানে সবাই ওটার বিপক্ষে, বাট আমি পক্ষে, আরো বেশি সেলফ স্যাটিসফ্যাকশন পাওয়া যায় মানে আর্টের জন্য বা ফটোগ্রাফির জন্য যদি করি সেটা।
ভালো কথা বলতে রে
স্যার। একটা কথা, সেলফ পোর্ট্রেট নিয়ে কথা হচ্ছিল।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ বলো।
আমি রিসেন্টলি সেলফ পোর্ট্রেট নিয়ে কয়েকটা ট্রাই করেছি। the use of in order to light দিয়ে ইউজ করেছি, লাইক দুটো লাইট দুদিক দিয়ে ডিফারেন্ট
পয়েন্ট লাইটিং বা
ওটা দিয়ে একটা ট্রাই করেছি। বাট দ্য ইউজ অফ লাইট ইজ উইথ ফোন, লাইক ফোন দিয়ে
ফ্ল্যাশ লাইট
না, ফ্ল্যাশ লাইট না,
ফোনের ফ্ল্যাশ লাইট লাইক
হ্যাঁ মানে লাইটটা কালারটা ইজ একটা রেড একটা ব্লু, তো দুটো
ডুয়েল টোন
ইয়া ইটস লাইক দ্যাট। ওটা দিয়ে একটা করেছি, তো সেটা যদি দেখাতে পারি ভালো লাগবে।
প্লিজ
আমি কি দেখাতে পারি?
একদম, আমরাও ট্রাই করছি বাকিদেরটাও দেখানোর, কিন্তু
মানে আমরা প্রচন্ড ইন্টারেস্টেড
করছে।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ দেখা যাচ্ছে,
ভেরি নাইস আইডিয়া হচ্ছে নাও।
এইটা তোর সেকেন্ড ছবিটা যেটা বলছিলি?
এটা যেটা বলছিলাম
সেকেন্ড ছবিটা যে হ্যাঁ এটা ফার্স্ট ছবিটা, এটা সেকেন্ডটা,
আর এটা থার্ড
ছবিটা, এটা থার্ড।
এটা আমার শুভম দার কাছে প্রশ্ন, মানে এই যে ও যেরকম একটা তিনটে ছবির মাধ্যমে একটা স্টোরি ডেপিক্ট করেছে, সেটার কি মানে ফটো স্টোরির ক্ষেত্রে কি কোনো পার্টিকুলার হার্ড এন্ড ফাস্ট রুল আছে যে 5টা ছবি হতে হবে বা 10টা ছবি হতে হবে, বা না দুটো ছবির মাধ্যমেও সেটা করা যায় বা 3টে ছবির মাধ্যমে?
এটা রুলস এর উপর, মানে অ্যাজ এ টিচার যদি আমি অ্যাসাইনমেন্টটা দিই তো সেটা আমার উপর, আমি ওদের বলেও দিতে পারি, বাট ইউজুয়ালি আমি সেটা করি না। So I always try to give them freedom, like they can like end the story within 2 photographs. That is absolutely his or her choice. Because তিনটে বা দুটো ছবি দিয়ে একটা স্টোরি শেষ করা কিন্তু অনেক ক্রিয়েটিভ ভাবে ভেবে সেটাকে শেষ করতে হয়। That is not actually very easy thing to do.
Matter of joke, হ্যাঁ।
Yeah.
So একটা ছবিতে কি পসিবল?
ছবি তত বেশি চ্যালেঞ্জিং।
একটা ছবি দিয়ে পসিবল হতে পারে
না, একটা ছবি দিয়ে ফটো
প্রত্যেকটা ছবি কথা বলি
মানে সেই ফটোটাই তো একটা স্টোরি ডেপিক্ট করছে, প্রত্যেকটা ফটোই তো একটা গল্প বলে। তো সেই ক্ষেত্রে তো প্রত্যেকটা ছবি মানে এখানে ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল ছবিগুলো একটা মেসেজ ডেপিক্ট করছে বা একটা মেসেজ পুট ফরওয়ার্ড করছে। মানে ফটো স্টোরির বেসিক ডেফিনিশনটাই তো সিরিজ অফ ফটোগ্রাফ, মানে ইফ আই এম নট রং,
it has to be a sequence.
একদম।
So this is one more photograph from Imtiazu. I like this one very much. What a beautiful concept.
একদম
এই ছবিটা নিয়ে কি বলবো?
হ্যাঁ প্লিজ বলো।
আচ্ছা এই ছবিটা একদিন দুপুর বেলায় লাইক বাগান বাড়িতে ঘুরছিলাম, দিয়ে দেখলাম ফুলে এই ফুলগুলো সব ছিল ঠিক আছে, একটা শুকিয়ে গেছে ফুল। সাডেন বাড়িতে ওই A4 সাইজে পেপার থাকে, তো বাড়িতে সবাই ট্রাই করতে পারে অবভিয়াসলি, মানে সানলাইট দিয়ে তোলা এটা। আর সাডেন একটা আইডিয়া হলো যে এটা প্রত্যেকটা ছবি এক একটা আমাদের জীবনের ধাপ, মানে মানুষের জীবনের ধাপের একটা লেয়ার বলছে।
right.
লাইক প্রথম এটা দেখো, কুড়িটা ফুলের কুড়িটা, ওটা একটা কিশোর বা শিশু যাই বলতে পারে। তারপরে এটা আমাদের ইয়াং, তারপরে বার্ধক্য, লাইক তারপরে জীবনটা যেভাবে শেষ হয়ে যায় সেরকম ভাবেই দেখেছি। লাইক আমি পুরোটাই মানে উড়িয়ে ফেলে দিতে পারতাম, বাট করিনি, বাট ঝরে ঝরে যাচ্ছে,
Gradually
আস্তে আস্তে
যাচ্ছে।
যে আমাদের জীবনটা
খুব
আর সেই
সুন্দর।
জিনিসটাই যে আর পুরোপুরি এটা সানলাইট দিয়ে তোলা, আর পেছনে ওটা আর্ট পেপার বা এ4 সাইজের পেপার ইউজ করা।
ভেরি নাইস।
দারুণ।
আমি পার্সোনালি নিজে তো আমি ইমতিয়াজুরের কাছ থেকে অনেক কিছু শিখি, মানে যখনই আমি ওর ছবি দেখি এফবি বা যেখানেই হয়, দিস ইজ পার্সপেক্টিভ, লো অ্যাঙ্গেল পার্সপেক্টিভ, কি সুন্দর, ভেরি নাইস।
ওর পার্সপেক্টিভ অনেকটা আলাদা সবার থেকে।
একদম, দিস ইজ লাইট পেইন্টিং এগেইন উইথ স্লো শাটার স্পিড। আচ্ছা, এটা তুমি কি তারাবাতি বা কিছু ইউজ করেছো?
না, এটা ওই সেই কি চিরি বোম না, লাইক কি বলে ওগুলো, ওই স্পার্কেল, ওই ফায়ার স্পার্কেল এর সামথিং এসব কিছু বলে।
This is one example of using slow shutter speed. Again, this one also. এটা কি একটু বলবে?
এটা হচ্ছে একটা অ্যাপ্লিকেশন আছে, মানে প্লে স্টোরে সবাই পাবে। অ্যাপ্লিকেশনটার নাম হচ্ছে ডিসপ্লে লাইট। ওখানে নানা রকম লাইট পাওয়া যায়, ঠিক আছে, মানে বা ইনস্টাগ্রাম দিয়েও করতে পারো। ইনস্টাগ্রামে মানে ট্যাপ করে থাকলে পুরো লাইটটা মানে কালারটা চলে আসে। ওটার পর দিয়ে এটা মানে একবার আসেনি, 5-6 বার ট্রাই করেছি, দেন এসছে। মানে এর শাটার স্পিড ছিল তোমার 8 সেকেন্ড, আর এফ নাম্বার 14, আর আইএসও 100।
ভেরি নাইস।
এবার টেম্পারেচার বা লাইটের উপর ডিপেন্ড করবে কেমন কি হবে।
অভিরূপ, তুমি কি আছো?
হ্যাঁ, আমি আছি স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, নাও প্লিজ এবার তুমি বলো। সরি, আমি যেভাবে কাজ করছিল।
ওকে, অভিরূপ যদি আমাকে যদি সেন্ড করে আমি তাহলে ওটা স্ক্রিনিং করে দিতে পারি। আমার
এখানে বোঝা যাচ্ছে তো,
আমি ট্রাই করতে পারি।
This is, I think, one example of long exposure shot.
It has 4 layers, I guess. So the first one was যেটা নরমাল নিয়েছিলাম আমি, লং 30 সেকেন্ডস এর এক্সপোজারে। সো নরমাল একটা পিক এসেছিল, এই মিল্কি ওয়েটা আসেনি। সো মিল্কি ওয়েটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি ফটোশপ করে, অ্যাকচুয়ালি ফোনে করে এটা পিক্সার্টে। সো এইটা একটা ওভারলে, প্লাস এখানে আরো দুখানা ওভারলে আছে। একটা হলো 8 জিবির যে ওভারলেটা থাকে, যেটাকে ট্রিপি ভার্সন আনার জন্য ইউজ করা অনেকটা। সো রেড এন্ড গ্রিন এর একটা মানে ওভারলে আছে পুরো
পেছনে যে আউটলাইন গুলো আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি ওগুলো, রাইট?
এক্স্যাক্টলি, হ্যাঁ। সো
গ্রিন টোন এন্ড রেড যেটা আছে,
হ্যাঁ, ওই দুটো এক্সট্রা ওভারলে যেগুলো আমি ব্লেন্ড করেছি এটার সাথে। আর উপরের যে মিল্কি ওয়েটা আছে, জাস্ট ওইটা একমাত্র ব্লেন্ড করাই। মোট 4খানা ওভারলে আছে। সো এটা দিয়ে এই টাইপস এর একটা পিকচার বার করেছি আমি।
দারুণ।
এটা
এডিটিং ইজ অলসো ভেরি important part for photography. Suppose you are a very good photographer but you don't know how to do editing, then it will be a like minus point or negative point for you.
But I believe ki color correction, color grading can be a part of photography, but the editing, like you are masking something else into something else, that's creativity. But
that is creative image, so that is also fine, but you can't put this kind of creative image in any kind of competition or something like that. But this is also an art, right?
I did this for my self satisfaction. I did this.
Yeah, it's looking very nice.
Okay. So this is
bolo.
বলছি আগের পিকচারটার জন্য একটা পয়েন্ট অ্যাড করতে চাই। তো যেটা ভিডিও বললো যে মিল্কি ওয়েটা আসেনি ফার্স্টে, তাই তো? তো দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমি একটা পয়েন্ট অ্যাড করছি, যেটা হচ্ছে ও একটা অ্যাপ ইউজ করতে পারে, যেটা আমি ইউজ করি মিল্কি ওয়ে তোলার জন্য। সেটা হচ্ছে স্টার ওয়াক 2 বলে। ওখান থেকে ও টাইমিংটা মেইনটেইন করে।
শুনতে পেলাম না, আরেকবার বল।
স্টার ওয়াক
নামটা আরেকবার বল।
স্টার ওয়াক 2 বলে। ওখানে তোমার টাইমিংটা, ওটা পুরো ফ্রি অ্যাপ। তো ওখান থেকে টাইমিংটা মেইনটেইন করে দেখবে যে তোমার এরিয়ার মধ্যে ফার্স্টে লোকেশনটাকে অ্যালাউ করে দিলে তাহলে কি হয়, তোমার এরিয়ার মধ্যে কোন টাইমে মিল্কি ওয়েটা কোন জায়গাতে মুভ করবে সেটা তুমি নোট করতে পারবে।
রাইট।
তো দ্যাটস ওয়াই তখন তাহলে মিল্কি ওয়েটা স্পট করতে পারলে কি হয় যে সেখান থেকে আমি মিল্কি ওয়েটা প্রপার তোলা যাবে, যে প্রপার লাইক যদি ও 30 সেকেন্ড এক্সপোজার দেয়, 30 সেকেন্ড এক্সপোজার উইথ ISO 400 দিলেও এসে যাবে।
So this is the best part of like learning, right? You can learn from everyone. একদম দারুণ।
এসছে না? তো এটা এমনি নর্মাল একদিন বারান্দা দিয়ে যাচ্ছিলাম, সো মনে হলো যে এই যে ফ্রেমটা বেশ ভালো লাগছে, সো আমি প্রথমে ফোন দিয়ে তোলার চেষ্টা করলাম, তো অনেক গ্রেন এসেছিল, দেন আমি ক্যামেরাটা নিয়ে এসে তুললাম এটা।
তো যেটা আমি ওই তখন বললাম আইএসও টাইমে, যেহেতু ফোনের সেন্সর কম, সেম ছবি তুমি যদি ফোনে তোলো দেন আইএসও গ্রেন বেশি আসবে কম্পেয়ার টু ইউর ক্যামেরা, কারণ ওটা সেন্সর অনেক বেশি বড়। খুব সুন্দর। এটাও ভেরি নাইস ইউজ অফ আর্টিফিশিয়াল লাইট। এইটাই আমার একটা প্রশ্ন, আমি আমি প্রথমে যখন দেখেছি বলবো ভাবছিলাম এই ক্যামেরাটা কোথায় ছিল?
ছাদে উপরে। ক্যামেরাটা এটা আমার ফোনে তোলা, স্মার্টফোনে ওয়াইড আল্ট্রা ওয়াইড লেন্স দিয়ে।
আচ্ছা,
এটা কি পাখার উপরে তোলা ছিল?
না, সিলিং এ মানে সেলো টেপ দিয়ে লাগিয়েছিলাম।
ओके,
वेरी नाइस पर्सपेक्टिव।
कौन सा फोन है भाई?
अरे सैमसंग का A50।
अच्छा अच्छा,
हाँ चलो।
वेरी नाइस।
So this is our window of my parents' bedroom, like
frame within a frame।
frame within, like minimalistic লাগলো তাই তুলেছিলাম
একদম। ইভেন উপরের ঘড়িটাও খুব সুন্দর লাগছে,
ঘড়িটা ইজ অ্যাডিং অন একদম।
আর এটা আরেকটা সেলফ পোর্ট্রেট while doing meditation।
সত্যি মেডিটেশন না জাস্ট ছবিটা?
হ্যাঁ করছিলাম, আমি স্টার্ট করেছি, স্টার্টেড।
তুই লকডাউনের অনেক প্লাস পয়েন্ট আছে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
কত সবাই ক্রিয়েটিভ ওয়েতে ইউজ করছে। ভেরি গুড।
যদি বেঁচে থাকি ইট উড বি দ্য বেস্ট টাইম মানে সত্যি। হ্যাঁ
স্যার, আমি তো প্রথমে 5 মিনিট দিয়ে শুরু করেছিলাম, এখনো পর্যন্ত 14 মিনিটসে পৌঁছেছি। মানে প্রথমে অতক্ষণ পেশেন্স থাকতো না, যদি 15 মিনিট বা বেশি রেখে নিতাম। তো 5 মিনিট রেখেছিলাম, তারপরে ডেইলি 30 সেকেন্ড করে ইনক্রিজ করি, তো এখনো পর্যন্ত 15 মিনিট এসেছে।
বাহ,
মেডিটেশনে?
হ্যাঁ মেডিটেশনে।
দিস ইজ অলসো ভেরি ইন্টারেস্টিং কম্বিনেশন।
হ্যাঁ সরি,
মানে আমার মানে আমি জানি না শুভম দা তুমি এগ্রি করবে কিনা, মানে ইমতিয়াজুলের ধরন এবং অভিরূপের ধরন, মানে অভিরূপের প্রচন্ড বেশি কালার যে স্কিমটাও ইউজ করে,
কালার গ্রেডিং অভিরূপ প্রচুর ইউজ করে।
হ্যাঁ, এবং সেই ক্ষেত্রে বিষয়টা অনেকটা সুপারফিশিয়াল, কিন্তু তার মধ্যেও একটা ন্যাচারাল, মানে ন্যাচারাল ফ্রেমের মধ্যে একটা সুপারফিশিয়াল কালার অ্যাড অনটা, মানে একটা উইয়ার্ড কম্বিনেশন, কিন্তু দেখতে অদ্ভুত ভালো লাগে। মানে
একদম একদম।
এটা আমি জানি না কজন ট্রাই করে এইভাবে, মানে
সাধারণত এটা সবাই পারবেও না
এই। এক্স্যাক্টলি
so this is specialized editing, so that's the thing you have to learn it from Abhirup।
so এইটা আমার একটা ফেভারিট ফটো, এটা ওই সেলফ পোর্ট্রেট টাইপস এর, the same window, but
very nice use of backlighting, rim lighting। lovely।
এটা আরেকটা সেলফ পোর্ট্রেট
তো দেখলাম।
this one,
এই ছবিটা আমার
what about this one?
favorite।
Light,
so
shadow,
this
perspective, everything is there।
exactly, so the camera was stuck into a what you say macha types, মানে লাউ মাচা।
আচ্ছা,
লাউ মাচায় আমি ব্যালেন্স করেছিলাম, এটা আটকানো ছিল না, ব্যালেন্স করেছিলাম একদম।
Sir, please can you speak in English?
Okay, so I've stuck that phone into that what you say lau macha in English, I don't know, so, and it was an ultra wide lens, so yeah, normal phone click. So this is a long exposure picture, and it was taken in really dark condition, but you can see it's like looking like evening, but it is the flash of the what you say lightning. In back you
and
see
what was the exposure time for this particular image?
I guess 13 seconds, I guess
13 seconds, okay. With the use of tripod, right?
I gorilla pod actually, yeah.
Okay, gorilla pod tripod, nice. This is also one example of longer exposure।
And this is the same place, you can see this place, and this is the same place in the morning, and you can see the fog around this background, that's why it's giving a
that orange
we are getting a greenish kind of tone, right? So that is, so you have used any kind of color grading, or?
Obviously I do use the color grading a lot।
Okay, nice. This is looking nice.
এবং ওর প্রত্যেকটা ছবিতে একটা ব্লুইশ গ্রিনিশ টোন মানে
Yeah.
টিন থাকে। আর 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 অন্যান্য ছবিগুলোতে ইদার ও ব্লুইশ গ্রিনিশ টোনটা ইউজ করে বা ও একটা ব্রাউনিশ ম্যাজেন্টাইশ টোন ইউজ করে।
Brownish, yeah.
হ্যাঁ 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 হ্যাঁ।
I don't know. Do you know Peter McKinnon?
Yes, sir.
He is a very famous Instagrammer. So if you have noticed his particular color palette, you will get to see lots of cyan tones.
Right.
It varies from artist to artist also. Now, Harshit, are you there?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. So, Archan, do you have time? Can I show some pictures of Harshit?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if others are interested, we can surely see.
So, Harshit, could you please explain this particular photograph? This is very interesting perspective.
Okay, so first of all, I'm totally an amateur and I've found my affection towards photography after starting classes with Shobham sir in iLead. So we don't notice stuff we can photograph around us. So this is just a eye hole in a door, in my flat entrance. So I really found it interesting to click. I used my phone because the camera sensor size is too small and it fit in the eye hole easily.
And have you noticed something? We are getting a fisheye kind of effect.
Fisheye effect. Yes, sir.
Very nice. So can I move to the next one? This one. So
this was taken by a DSLR, and it took me 40 to 50 attempts in taking this one because the conditions of light were really poor, and it had to be taken in a manual focus because low light cannot be taken in autofocus. I used my telephoto lens 7300. The photo is not clear, but if the screen share was being done, you could have seen the raindrops in the photo. Like
I can see that.
Visible now. Yeah, so it was taken by my phone only using the manual mode. I increased the shutter speed, and obviously the post processing is important.
Very nice. I like this one also. Like very nice use of light and shadow.
Yes, this is the concept I got for this was totally from the lockdown. I just wanted to show how isolated we all are.
Yeah, very nice.
Even this, I used the post processing to reduce the light. This was the day we all lit candles. Okay, so this one I learned this type of using this color tone from Aviroop. We all have seen his pictures. So this is totally a normal cloud picture, but I used several color tones to put this all together.
So thank you so much, Harshit. So
sure,
now, Asaf, are you here? Asaf is not here. Asaf, yeah. So Asaf has done lots of product shoot. So now let me share some of his pictures. So this is the first one.
Actually, I am taking this shot in a complete dark room with using my external flash, and I mounted my external flash on a tripod to act like a strobe light.
Yeah, off camera flash. Yes.
Yeah, with using my flash trigger to capture this. Yeah, and I use a black color backdrop to completely for black background.
Okay, fine. So have you used any kind of diffuser for your flashlight?
No, actually I use my external flash in such a way to bounce the light. Actually, I have a totally white ceiling, so actually I use
Okay, fine.
that advantage.
So you have used the bouncing technique, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. So this is the next one. This is also a very nicely composed photograph.
Right.
This is the third one. And we used to do this kind of product shoot in our classes also.
Yeah.
So at iLead Studio. So I think we are done. I don't know Ayushi is here or not. Let me show some of her pictures as well. This is very nice, and this was taken with mobile phone. See, very nice use of light and shadow.
Shadows. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that is how you can create different kinds of photographs from different ideas.
Right. Absolutely.
So Shahryar is also here. So let me share some pictures of Shahryar also. So he is a very good macro photographer, and he has used mobile phone and external lens attachment. See,
Yes, sir.
with the use of your mobile phone and some external lens kit, you can create this kind of photographs. You don't need 40,000, 50,000 rupees of macro lenses. See, this is the lens. Simple, 300 rupees. Okay, I think we are done with this photograph session. So, Archan.
If we can end this right now, I don't know whether ma'am is there. Ma'am, are you there?
So, any queries?
Sir, I will like to show some of the pictures.
Oh, then show
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Oh,
Share
sorry,
your
sorry,
screen.
sorry.
Yeah,
We missed
please.
your.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You are also from iLead, right?
I will be going to eyelid.
Okay, okay, fine.
Oh.
You are planning to take media science or animation?
No, no, sir, media.
Okay, fine.
This is the one.
Lovely.
Okay.
Very nice. So, could you please tell us the technique? Like,
yeah, obviously.
yeah, please.
It's a kind of app that is, I don't remember the name of the app. It's a screen flashlight. Okay.
Okay.
Where you can get this kind of lights, the blue, green, purple, and all
Yes,
of
true.
just you can create you can just make the lights off and just put the light in front of your face or any of the angle to create this kind of and I have a one with smoke that I've lit. It's a black and white.
Oh, lovely.
Black and
This
white.
one is pretty nice.
And
so this is with dual tone, right?
Oh. One is blue one.
Very nice. Wow.
It's a reflection on the.
So there is something in the composition which is symmetry, centered symmetry.
This is a common bird that we can see in the winter.
Yeah, this is green bee eater. Am I right, Gopal?
Yes.
I click from the roof. It's
Very
really
nice.
fast. It moves really fast. Hard to click a photo. Yeah, all that are some of the base photos.
So I think we are done. So if you have any queries related to like exposure triangle and you want to ask anything, then you can. Otherwise, I think Archan.
Yeah, I think we're good to go now. Thank you so much for joining us, and hope to see you all again soon on the campus, in the campus. And yeah, it was a great deal, like getting experiences and first-hand experiences from Shubhamda, and also from my friends and juniors, and how they are thinking about it and how they're having a take about photography. And it is very important for us to understand that it is just not for documentation, it is art.
Absolutely, yes.
And we should think while creating it. Thank you. And everyone has a different signature, and I personally got to learn a lot of things. Like, I never give a thought about photography that much. I'm always into video, and now I think I should, after this thing, I think I should focus
Even
on
I am also
photography
planning
as
to
well.
like try this dual tone thing. It's really nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is lovely. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
sir.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Bye, sir.
Have a great day, sir.